It is getting down to the wire as several groups are pushing for their petitions to make it to the November ballot.
6 News' Taylor Johnson is on your side with where they stand just 6 days from the deadline.
Aaron and John, before these issues can make the ballot, they'll have to be validated by the Secretary of State's office. And many groups say they're getting closer to that point.
For months, you've likely spotted people with clipboards looking to get your signature for several initiatives. One of those groups is Nebraskans for Medical Marijuana.
So we're really in a position where we still need about 15,000 Nebraskans to come out and sign between now and Wednesday.
July 3rd is the last day to turn in petitions on cannabis, eliminating property, income, inheritance, and corporate taxes, and abortion issues.
No matter how many signatures you collect, you always want more to just have that added cushion.
Each initiative needs signatures of at least 10% of all registered Nebraska voters and 5% of registered voters in 38 Nebraska counties. The group Paid Sick Leave for Nebraskans turned in more than 138,000 signatures on Thursday. Their initiative would require employers with less than 20 employees to give 5 days of paid sick leave a year and 7 days for more than 20.
Today, we are one step closer to ensuring that all working Nebraskans can earn and use paid sick time when they need it. So that makes today a day of celebration.
Nebraska Right to Life is collecting signatures to protect unborn children from abortion in the second and third trimesters. Protect Our Rights is pushing for abortion rights without political interference. Both feel confident they'll make the ballot.
And we're really grateful for everyone that has got us here and everyone that's going to, keep collecting and get us through that July 3rd deadline.
Many of our supporters are doing weekend events, and we're constantly coordinating. So I'm encouraged. I'm greatly encouraged.
Now, in addition to these initiatives, the deadline for the private education scholarship referendum is July 17th. Now, all groups will be pushing for their final signatures up until it's time to turn them in. If you want to sign any of them, we have that information on our website, WOWT.com. On your side in the studio, Taylor Johnson, 6 News.